Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Friday, October the 22nd, and welcome to our video commentary. Maybe you had a chance to watch President Biden last night on CNN. I did not watch the whole thing. I had other things to do. But I did watch many of the clips, these podcasts that they do. And I also had a chance to follow much of the debate following Bill O'Reilly, who was sort of broadcasting off and on about the questions and the answers. And I think overall it was not a good presentation by President Biden. I mean, he clearly does not look good. I'm telling you, this is not a partisan attack. I mean, he's starting to look a lot like a 79-year-old man who is probably a little bit too old for the job. And then when you combine that with all the problems we're having, it's not a good situation for him and for the country. But there were a couple of things in particular that he said that I think bear a little scrutiny. First of all, he said that somebody asked him about gasoline prices, and he said, "Well, there's really nothing I can do in the short term." Then he talks about, taking the national inventory or releasing some barrels from the national security inventory or whatever, which of course you don't want to do that because those barrels are there in case of an emergency. But the question that Anderson Cooper did not ask him was, well, Mr. President, why did you shut off the pipeline? Mr. President, why are you keeping more people from exploring oil? No, he didn't get that question. It was simply say, well, it's out of my hands. I can't do anything about the price of oil. Well, that's not really true. He can do something about the price of oil. He can make it easier for people to explore oil, as was the case with President Trump. One of the things that President Trump understood is that the price of gasoline and the middle class economy are very much together. If the price of gasoline is $2.10 a gallon, the family budget is going to be a lot better off than if the price of gasoline is $3 a gallon, like what we're paying now in Texas. That extra 90 cents is really devastating on the family budget. But it also impacts everything because everything else goes up. So keeping gasoline cheap is very important to keeping the American family, the middle class in particular, in a strong financial position. But that's not the case right now. Right now, people are paying $3 a gallon, even more than that, in other parts of the country. And that's coming right out of the budget, the family budget, and really hurting the middle class family budget. The other thing that President Biden said last night that I think he's going to regret this a great deal. He said that we will defend Taiwan if China attacks Taiwan. That's a big mistake for the President of the United States to come out and say that. Now, I'm not saying that we should or shouldn't defend Taiwan. I understand that that's a security matter and we have to respond. But we shouldn't commit ourselves one way or the other. For much of the last 4 or 5 presidencies, American presidents have maintained sort of a vague position on this. They don't really say anything. They just want the Chinese, thinking about what we may or may not do. But to simply say, yeah, we will defend Taiwan, there's 2 problems. Problem number 1 is the American people don't know that. The American people have not been prepared for what could be a major war over Taiwan. I mean, look, if China goes into Taiwan and we go in to help out Taiwan, that's going to require a lot of men, that's going to require a lot of firepower, and that's going to bring about casualties. And the American people have not been told about this. This has not been explained to the American people. The second problem is that nobody has told the Congress. And I would think the Congress would like to have something to say on whether or not we're going to go to war with China over Taiwan. I mean, if you're the President of the United States, you got to keep the Congress up to speed. Because I don't think this Congress right now would support a resolution to fight a war in Taiwan. I just don't see that happening. And a lot of Democrats would not support it either. So again, overall, I think it was a bad performance by President Biden and raises a lot of questions about the ability of this man to really do this job. It's becoming very difficult to watch, to say the least. Thank you for watching. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday. Bye-bye, everybody.